So now I'm coming to you from my new home, at least for a while, Salt Lake City. In particular, this is the light rail station at Salt Lake City International Airport. Utah's Trax Light Rail runs service every half hour on Sundays. This particular station happens to be the terminus of the Green Line, which makes its way through downtown on its way to West Valley City. Trax originally opened in 1999 with a section from downtown to Sandy. This system has expanded quite a bit. Red Line going from the University of Utah to Sunrise Parkway, and the Blue Line's extended all the way to the Amtrak station in downtown and to Draper just south of downtown. Yep, as you can see, half-hourly service on a Sunday. So here we are between the airport and the next station, 1940 North Temple, and we are flying down the line here in our Siemens S70 light rail vehicle. Just saw a JetBlue flight come in for a landing. Nothing much to see here but your typical airport outskirts. And I think we're about to pull into our next station. Yep, we are now coming on to North Temple Street. Very nice.
1940 West North Temple. Exit here for Utah State Office.
Now here we are at Salt Lake Central Station, where we're about to see Blue Line SD-160 sets leaving for Draper Town Center. How can you tell they're SD-160s and not SD-100s? Well, first of all, the road numbers. The 100s range from 1001 to 1023, while the 160s range from 1024 to 1046. Also, the 160s have these LED displays. The 100s used to have roll signs, but now it's just a static Blue Line display with the destination in the lower corner of the operator's window. Meanwhile, over here, you've got the FrontRunner station, though really, it's an intermodal facility. Over there, for example, is the Greyhound terminal. The Amtrak part of this isn't too far from here either. Now, you're not going to see any FrontRunner trains here on a Sunday, because the FrontRunner doesn't run on Sundays. Okay, so here's the actual Amtrak portion of the intermodal facility. And this is basically the Amtrak building. And to give you an idea of where it is in relation to everything else, basically it's now behind me, and Greyhound and everything else is in front of me. So now I'm standing in the shopping center known as the Gateway, and while this is a pretty good water feature, if you look over here, you'll see something even more impressive, or there was something more impressive earlier. Well, there it goes. Yeah. And this is only the main level. Up there, there's a whole other level with even more shops. And just for S's and G's, there's a cute little fountain. And some more stuff. Here's the top of that first fountain I mentioned earlier. And now that I've got a bird's eye view on that other variable fountain, see that? That's a symbol of the 2002 Winter Olympics held here in Salt Lake City. So just outside the Gateway, we have this wall here showing a bunch of typical Olympic winter sports. Again, Salt Lake City here was the site of the 2002 Winter Games after all. And this is Planetarium Station on the Blue Line of the UTA Tracks Light Rail. And check out this sculpture right here. It's amazing, isn't it? Let me get a different angle for you. This intricate lattice work here. Simply brilliant. Even got a little open section here at the front, in case you can't tell. Anyway, this is the nearest station to the Gateway Plaza. As a matter of fact, I'll try to film this as I go by. But that building up there, I believe, is the former Union Pacific Depot. So here's the Clark Planetarium, for which this station is named. IMAX Theater, naturally. Meanwhile, over here is the backside of the Vivint Arena, a major sporting and concert venue here in Salt Lake City. There's even a station right outside of it, too. It's where the blue line meets the green here in downtown. Speaking of, I wonder which of their rolling stock series will be coming down the tracks. Alright, so here we are on South Temple Street, and the early evening of Friday, May 6th, 2022. I'm here at Arena Station, where we have a Green Line train to West Valley City coming in on the southbound platform. But right here is the old Union Pacific Depot. This station is one of two historic stations in the area. The other, somewhere south of here, is the old Rio Grande Depot. I'll try to get a better, less obstructed view of this as I go by on the Blue Line train heading for Salt Lake Central Station. We're going to catch some views of the UTA FrontRunner commuter trains. As promised, here's a somewhat better view of the aforementioned Union Pacific Depot. And now part of the Gateway Shopping Center. And pretty soon we will be passing by the Clark Planetarium. There it is now.
Planetarium.
All right.
Northwest.
First catch of the evening for me. And this train is heading north to Ogden. With MP36PH3C number 15 on the point. Followed by a bunch of Bombardier multi-level cars. I see they're using the classic cab car combination, not the current ones that you see on Go Transit in Toronto or on the LA Metrolink. But yeah, looks like the trains, the locomotives anyway, pull going north to Ogden and push going south to Provo. Once upon a time they had service to Pleasant View, but they had to suspend that a few years ago because of positive train control implementation issues.
The next scheduled train to Auckland Station will depart North Temple at 8:01 p.m. Please check the public schedule for additional departure times. Thank you for riding UTA FrontRunner.
So while I'm waiting for the next train to show up, why don't I zoom in? This is as far as I can zoom. On that building over there that says Rio Grande, that over there is the old Denver and Rio Grande Western Depot. And before I leave here, I'll have to try to get a closer look at that for you.
Bound train arriving at Salt Lake Central Station at 7:36 p.m. will be ending service.
So the platform here at Salt Lake Central is on a split level. The higher level is for the FrontRunner trains to match the floor level of the Bombardier multi-level cars, while the lower level matches the Amtrak Superliner cars. Amtrak only ever has 2 trains per day, and they're both the California Zephyr. So here we've got a southbound train heading for Provo, with MP36PH3C number 18 providing the motive power. Over there, you have a bunch of UTA buses, because somewhere behind this train is the bus terminal. This isn't just a train station, it's an intermodal hub. About to head off. I thought we were. But yes, just to give you a better idea of how the livery is applied to their locomotives and to their cars. Yeah, here we go. One thing I do need to note is that UTA FrontRunner does not number its individual trains, unlike many other commuter railroad agencies here in the U.S. As I wait for the next northbound train to Ogden, I notice this platform over here. Because the Amtrak trains come through this station at the oddest hours, I believe the westbound California Zephyr comes through here about 11:30 and the eastbound at 3:30 in the morning. They only ever open these gates over here to passengers for those trains and no other. Which means the lower level platforms of the split level on this side used to be for the Comet cars that they used to run on certain FrontRunner trains. They were inherited from New Jersey Transit and ran on FrontRunner until either March or April of this year. I want to say April because that's what I thought I saw in the news. But yeah, a lot of the older commuter cars, parts are getting harder to find. And now, it's about 6 p.m., and here's the next northbound FrontRunner to Ogden. So anyway, UTA's got some expansion plans in store for the FrontRunner. To the north, they're hoping to extend service past Pleasant View to Brigham City. Meanwhile, in the southbound direction, they're hoping to extend past Provo and down towards Spanish Fork and even Nephi. And here we have MP36PH number 10. And this train's about to take off. So here's the next southbound train toward Provo. Thought I'd catch it on its actual platform this time, rather than on the northbound platform. Typical consist of 3 Bombardier multi-level cars and the MP36PH3C that's so ubiquitous on this line. Now, like Virginia Railway Express back east, FrontRunner uses only MP36 PH3Cs for its motive power. And in a moment, we're going to see just which locomotive is powering this train. And away we go! And it's their locomotive number 2. One last thing I'd like to point out to you are these light rail signals. Basically, a horizontal bar means basically stop, and if it's that vertical bar, it means go ahead. But these two boxes here, these are holdovers from before the Red Line extension to Daybreak Parkway. The top box below that stop signal says Sandy, the other says University. So this also predates the Blue Line extension to Draper. The inner signals, I believe, are older signals, with the diagonal bar meaning slow ahead, and the full upright bar meaning proceed. For the Blue Line train heading back, looks like we have a 3 unit. With the first 2 units being SD-160s, and the trailing unit being older SD-100s. Now, they're not going to open the doors on this side until they're ready to board, which they are now. However, I'm going to go to the very back unit, the SD-100, because that'll get me closer to the back end of City Center Station, where I'll be getting off. This is unit number 1018.